always keep saying, a kind-hearted person, a good-hearted person. So the importance is always for a heart. When we do say intelligent person, but we never refer to the brain. But when we're talking terms of a human being, then we say a good-hearted person, a kind-hearted person. That is the importance of the heart. I'm extremely happy that HRUDAYA Foundation, along with Star Hospital and our overseas collaborators, have commenced this experiment in trying to minimize congenital heart defects. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our ancient Indian tradition has always been faith in the Almighty for everything. As the saying goes, Achyutananda Govinda, Namo Charana Deshat, Rashtanti Sakala Rogam Satyam Satyam Vadamyam. But what it says that you say the name of Achyuta, that is Lord Krishna, or Govinda, then all your diseases will vanish. This is the truth, the eternal truth, and almost a promise. So our whole medical in the ancient system has been based on this faith in the Almighty. But today, we do realize that with advanced Medicare available, while faith in the Almighty is certainly non-negotiable, inevitable, but I think we need to have greater faith and trust in our doctors, the brave hearts that I find here today. Well, I will talk to you more as a layman, so most of my ideas may be impractical, but all the same, you being doctors, you know how to sort of open it up, rip it open, or give it a sort of a ventilator or a shunt or whatever it is, and put a system and make it work. So I will only provide you the base particular proposition. And I would really appeal to all hospital management, corporate hospital management, to give this a thought, whether they could sort of enroll their patients on a permanent basis, that is, to become life members or life patients of the hospital, so that we are assured of continual care of that particular patient. Healthcare is the most important thing as far as life is concerned, and if unless you have good health, the nation will not be able to march forward, because it has a complete compound effect. A healthy individual means he is able to seek employment. Employment will mean revenue generation. Revenue generation will mean more demands means more employment, more money. So the whole thing goes around healthy. If health is not there, I don't think we are going to generate any wealth. So health becomes very necessary for wealth. And normally we have always thought that wealth is health. Unfortunately, I think this axiom is incorrect. To my mind, health is wealth. It is not the other way around. You may have all the wealth at your disposal, but if you don't have the health, I think the wealth is waste. But if you have good health, I think that is the most important possession that anybody can have. In fact, when we wish anybody, we always say, wish you good health and happiness. We don't say that you be rich or that you maintain crores. That is never a wish that we give to any human being. So health becomes very, very important. Well, we have so many corporate hospitals in Hyderabad, all of them of a highly specialized nature, super specialized, and every one of the hospitals is doing yeoman service to humanity at large. Many of them have undertaken various service facilities like providing free treatment, providing subsidized treatment, and aftercare, etc., etc. I have a small suggestion to put forward to you. If any hospital could take the leadership and convene a meeting of all corporate hospital chiefs and see how you can pool your resources to screen the entire population of the state for at least certain fatal diseases, fatal ailments. I would not sorry to use the word diseases. For example, you identify, say, 6 major ailments which are the killer ailments. For congenital heart, for example, goes mostly undetected. I mean, unless somebody has knowledge, how do we really prevent this? Can we do a briefing for the newly married? Is there a counseling session that is available, and tell the newly married or a mother-to-be, saying that, look, these are the likely implications of your child. Would you still like to go through your conception? I mean, I don't think we have anything called a prenatal counseling which is being done, particularly in the rural areas. Possibly, yes, in the metropolitan cities this is available, but can we sort of stretch this service to the rural areas? Because Many of your patients are really from the rural areas. These are the people who don't even know till the damage has been done. So how do we prevent this? My idea of getting a meeting of heads of the corporate hospitals is to see how we can not only pull in your minds, your brains, your expertise, but also your funds. And thereafter, I think we should bring in industrialists like the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the FICCI, TICI, there are so many of these organizations, the ASSOCHAM, etc., and see how we can improve this so-called pilot project by funding by these corporates as part of their corporate social responsibility. Because as it is, you hospitals are doing a lot of job as part of your corporate social responsibility. By probably undertaking some amount of medical assistance to the below poverty line people. But if you have to undertake a pilot project, what I am looking basically is at a pilot project where you identify 6 major killer ailments, like say it could be cancer, it could be tuberculosis, could be an eye treatment like glaucoma, or any other, you would know the best thing I wouldn't know, and see how we could sort of screen the population of this state. To start with, you start in a pilot project. You pull in your resources and let the corporates, let the FICCI or the Chamber of Commerce fund it if necessary. So I don't think it's going to cost you very much. Probably yes, at least you take a camp once in a month for a week. If you can do it, take some district as a pilot project. It is going to take a long time, but at least the awareness will come. Today the problem is basically the awareness is lacking of what is good health. Many of us go to a doctor only when the ultimate damage has been done. This applies not only to the rural population but also to the urban population. Probably I am the biggest culprit as far as this is concerned, because I hate going to a doctor unless it's on the social circuit. Because I'm always scared that the moment you go to a doctor, he has to find something wrong with you, is my perception of a doctor. He has to do something and then say you give up this, you give up that, you give up that, and everything. And ultimately you think you live life to, you eat to live or live to eat. But then if you go to a doctor, he's going to sort of put you off everything. So there is this perception that, so people even in the so-called urban literate class, ignorance is large. How do we sort of promote this awareness? Can the government start this as a health awareness week or fortnight throughout the state for 1 week in a month, where you organize programs, you organize film shows, you organize TV programs, because all of us are TV birds. I mean, the idiot box is something which really commands your attention. Can you sort of focus the program on health awareness for about a week or 10 days? Why not we spread the health awareness among schools, among colleges? Why not we do it once in a month? And I don't see any health awareness campaign being launched anywhere at all. So I think this is a thought which I thought I'll put at you. If the corporate hospitals could sit together and see how they will pull in their resources, their expertise and their problems, and do a pilot project of screening the population first, and thereafter we'll see how we can sort of provide them treatment. The second issue that I would like to point out is, as we just now talking to Dr. Gopichan, well, in terms of surgery, we have brave hearts here who probably perform without any professional, charging any professional fees. But thereafter, the hospitalization also costs a lot. So what do we do to sort of decrease this cost of hospitalization? Because the major problem is the post-care hospitalization. That is the thing which really impinges on the purse of an individual. How do we reduce that cost? Is it possible or not possible? Is there a reduced slab on which we can really do this and sort of prevent? And also, can we keep the patient in the hospital only for the minimum required period? I'm not taking this as a sort of a legal charge or something, but there have been instances I'm personally aware of, at least I'm aware of one instance, so I would not like to generalize, where we had a patient of one of the persons known to us who was in hospital, a child who had some problem. And the child was on a ventilator. And it was going on endlessly. I met the doctors, I asked him, is there any possibility of the child surviving? The normal answer is, the moment you remove the ventilator, the child will collapse. We all know that. But my question is, alright, at what point of time will you remove the ventilator? And I'm sorry to tell the shocking audience that ultimately what I was given to understand by somebody was, they said, please find out up to what point will Raj Bhavan finance the treatment of this child. That was the time I lost my shirt. I said, go and remove the ventilator. We'll face the consequence. Let the child die. But if this is going to be a money-making project for you, I don't accept it. I'm sorry for making this remark, but I'm talking of personal experience. I felt hurt when the ultimate question posed was, how far will the Raj Bhavan be able to finance? So till then we'll keep the child on ventilator. Knowing fully the child is dead, literally dead. It's just being artificially kept alive. So the other thing is this ventilator. How long do we keep a person on ventilator? Of course, it's a question of ethics. I mean, you have judicial pronouncements, you have legal problems, etc. So when you can withdraw the ventilator. I mean, the point is, every day a child or a person is on a ventilator, it is costing him money. Ultimately, it has not only costed him a life, but it is going to even cost the surviving member's life, because he will not be able to pay for the charges for the hospitalization. The third thing that I would like to really is, though when you all pass out of your medical institutions, you probably sign a code of good behavior, whatever you may call it, some oath that you take. How far are we really adhering to this oath? Could we have a code of ethics for the medical profession? Could we rise above financial considerations? Financial considerations are necessary up to a point, but beyond that is only adding zeros. At what point of time will we stop adding zeros and start looking at people as human beings? Could we have a code of ethics? Could we have a code of conduct for the medical practitioners? Not that there isn't one. I'm not blaming the medical profession at all on this. Medical profession is a great profession. It is one of those professions which I hold in the highest regard, because you are the life savers. You are God Almighty. You are a 24/7 institution. I mean, at no point of time can you say that I am not available for service. I mean, any time you get an emergency call, you have to react to the call. Like I was asking the doctor today, when do you really have, how quickly do you have to operate a child like this? He said it's almost emergency. It's almost an emergency intervention. So you can't say today is a Saturday, sir, it's a holiday, that today is my New Year's Day, so I can't come. You will come and you will do it. Such is the greatness of your profession. But what happens, sometimes there are some distortions which creep into the system. Can we sort of have a strict accountability of this and ensure that it is a zero defect system, zero distortion?